Brosplay!
Don't try and fake it.
My helicopter's got some bacon.
Ooh, I wish.
I love that song. I love that band. What's
Because
that
you're
band?
mine.
Tea Party.
Yeah.
Tea Party.
I know. Don't make a sound.
Oh,
We shall make you touch the ground.
Oh,
Such a great song.
I love his voice, man.
I love the riff in that
It's
song.
so milky.
Yeah.
My sister away.
My sister awake. Such a great song. Such a great album. Whole album.
What was their famous song?
Tea Party?
Yeah, they had a famous song, didn't they?
Triptych, maybe?
It was like.
What the fuck's going on?
That was weird.
Yeah.
I forgot you can fire these
Oh.
without an aimer.
Yeah, that was anti-air. I wasn't on
Oh.
anti-tank.
That's neat. You have both.
Yeah, especially when this comes up. Oops.
Aw, you waste.
Aw.
Aw, you wasted it again, brother.
I didn't even take him
Oh
down.
no. Switch to the main guns.
All power to the main guns. That's gonna be a weird day when we switch over from like helicopters and shit to spaceships.
Fuck.
Because then all of a sudden it's gonna be like divert power to the shields rather than, you know, get the hell out of here.
There's a pretty cool game called Dreadnought. I don't think it's free to play, but it is in its beta format. But it's a giant spaceship MOBA where good dodge.
Thank you.
Where you have, it's actually one of the only times I've ever seen someone properly utilize the PS4 trackpad. You use the trackpad to divert power to shields, guns, or mobility.
Really?
Yeah, so you're using you're swiping up, left, or right
All the time.
according to whatever works. So you basically can't move. Like, it's so slow without diverting to mobility that you're basically not moving. And then you switch over to weapons, and you're suddenly just plowing people. And then shields is pretty obvious, but I didn't really play much of it because I don't really need another multiplayer game. Like, Siege is enough.
Fair enough.
My real issue with multiplayer games is that crafting the experience is difficult because it's up to who you're playing with. And since I can't always have the people I play with on, then that's a bit of an issue.
Oh my god, it
Wow.
exploded! I just thought it was gonna tip over. I didn't really think it was gonna go all topsy-turvy on me.
Alright,
But
stay in the map.
Yes, I'm very much in the map now. And I know what you mean. That is always frustrating when you don't have the people to play with, and then like you want to play, but you don't want to play under those circumstances.
Well, it's the end of summer right now, and everyone that I know who plays has gone off to
Back to
like
school.
their last vacation, right?
That's a good point. Trying to fit it in before the summer's over. That's one thing I always forget about this time of year. Well, I say always, but it's only been 2 years. But I'm not going back to school, so for me, that's not even partially a consideration. Like
Yeah.
August 31st to September 10th or 11th, nothing changes. It's just whatever for me. But for a lot of people right now, this is like, ugh, I have to go back to school. Like
That's kind of how I feel because my week is shifted off by a month or a day, sorry. So I work Tuesdays to Saturdays. So I work on Sunday, which is not like even places that are usually open on Saturday often aren't on Sunday, like small businesses and stuff. So it's a really, really quiet day. Like the walk to work is very noticeably quieter than a regular Friday. And then Monday, I go and do grocery shopping, and I'm like, ha, you're all going back to work. Plus, it means that every time I say goodbye to people on Saturday, I get to say see you next Tuesday.
That's a pretty sweet move.
Yeah, I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
when I was working on nights, that was like the only advantage is that you'd be going home on a Friday morning, and there's all these schmucks going into work while you're done.
Yeah.
But then on a Sunday night when you're going to site and everyone else is going home, that sucks. That's the worst. That would have been really funny if I could actually knock him out with a weapon.
Yeah, kick the gun to his face. Have you been watching any VR stuff? Like, the VR is getting really good now, as far as first-person shooter content stuff. and it's really cool because the motion of the hand holding the gun and the head motion being dictated by an actual person's head means that the reaction feels so real
when it happens.
Yeah, like I saw it was like it was some famous guy playing where he was in an elevator and he was like throwing a knife up in the air and catching it, and I don't know if he was actually doing that or if that was just like part of the game, but he threw it into the ceiling and it got stuck. So he's reaching for it and trying to pull it out of the ceiling, and the door is open and a bunch of monsters are there. Oh. And his reaction of looking at the knife, looking down at them and going, oh, and then back up at the knife,
classic.
it was just such a genuine thing because is he shooting you?
Yes. Pretty sure. I'm glad the captive didn't die in that time.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Or not nice. Unnice? Bad?
Super or double plus ungood.
Not cool. Some might even say
overly not cool.
Overly not cool. That's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah.
Fuck, we should have made that our channel name. God damn it.
Overly not cool. That kind of works. Okay.
I like how you have to stop to say super not cool. It doesn't fly off the tongue. Like Markiplier. But it's like super not cool. You have to like.
Yeah, you do have to give it.
You have to pronounce it.
Yeah, super not cool. And that's what you can call us. Just don't pronounce anything hard. No hard R.
Super not cool.
Well, that was a pretty hard R.
Yeah.
Super not cool. Wait. Yeah, no, this is my gun. This is my gun.
This is my sangre. Without it, I would not escape. This joke's falling apart.
This is my... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, wait, no. Never mind. Okay, we're good. We're good. I was looking at it upside down, and I was like, no! We're only on the second deck? What the hell? But no, we've already done all these.
I didn't even notice that. Like I have not been paying attention to what
you've probably noticed that we've captured people, but that's about it.
Yeah, but it's kind of just like a dude, you know?
Yeah, okay. Honestly, I'm gonna kill myself. It's way faster.
Just a dude on another dude.
That sounds unfortunate.
Hey, man.
I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude. You know, if you drive over me, that's the most effective way to kill me.
There's nothing wrong with a little dude on dude.
Nothing wrong with it, dude. Man, Nilsson is hard to kill.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. He can take a grenade at 1 health and not die.
Yeah, he gets like the one off, you know?
That was a 2 or 3 off on that one. I was pretty lucky.
It was a one off.
I'm a lucky bastard.
Charge, hey!
Charge, boy!
Charge!
I want to watch Snatch again now.
I want to watch, what was it? There's something I really want to watch again.
The Big Lebowski?
I haven't seen it once.
No?
No.
You've never seen it?
No.
Oh, man. So many missed references.
That is such a... Oh, have you been saying Lebowski references?
No, just like in general. There's a lot of like any dude reference, anything about... Have you ever heard the expression like the rug really tied the room together?
No.
Oh, man. You have to watch that movie. It's funny in such an ironic, bizarre way. Like the main characters are Jeff Bridges, Steve Buscemi, and John Goodman. Those are the main characters, so it's obviously like a really bizarre film. I liked it though.
Gambit.
One of my favorite X-Men, actually.
Did you know that the crust is the thinnest layer of the Earth?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna ask about pizza.
No.
I was like,
nope.
Well, I don't know anything about crust.
Talk about pizza on this channel.
We're an anti-pizza channel. We hate pizza.
I have to apologize for the douchiest thing I have ever said on this show, by far.
What?
I work in pizza. That's what I said.
What was the context for that?
You were like, what kind of a pizza? Or like, what type of toppings or veggies would you eat? And I'm like, well, I work in pizza.
You did say that.
I was watching it later, and I'm like, oh.
Oh, no, you do you?
You don't work to make pizza. You don't work at a pizza shop. you work in pizza, yeah? Are you part of the industry? You a pioneer of the industry there, but you're in it, are you?
Yeah.
Fucking douche.
Seriously, that's when someone like they're the guy who brings the people into the room for the audition, and they're like, "I'm involved with movies."
Yeah. I'm in the movie industry.
I'm in
I'm in the
movie.
communication industry.
I'm in the movie business.
It's like, you use a cell phone. Shut the fuck up.
Communication industry. I am connected to the world.
Oh, I love that. I'm a student of the world. I'm a child of the world.
That's bizarre.
Oh, are you?
Like,
How many places have you been?
It's all well and fine if you're a child of the world or a student of the world, and like we're all supposed to be students of the world. But the big key is you can't, like, that can't be your formal education.
Well, it's just like when you say it like that, you're like, well, I'm a child of the world.
So you're just saying like I have no country, I have no lineage, I have no.
Oh, is that what the people mean by that?
I don't know.
Slightly less douchey now.
No guns, no trucks.
That's a comically large gun too.
Yeah.
It
It
looks like a
reminds me.
fist.
It actually reminds me of the gun that Malcolm Reynolds uses in Firefly.
Mm.
That like half revolver, half space pistol.
I was gonna say it's more like a Disney thing, but
They call me a space cowboy.
whoa, this is like a legit mission.
I've never.
Wow.
No, I must have done this before.
They needed more of this, man.
But the Ace contracts are always like this.
Are they?
Yeah, like they drop you off in this place and you're like boxed in.
His run.
And he has no idea that I'm a mercenary. Like imagine this as a Swedish guy trying to run over a North Korean guy with an RPG, and he thinks it's just a citizen of Pyongyang, just in this highly secured area right outside of a bunker.
They did not consider that either.
Wow.
Just
You
wow.
piece of shit. You get the fuck back here.
Take him
That
down.
was so rude.
Shoot him. Shoot him in the face.
All this-
Oh, I feel like there's normally like a certain rust that we go through when we haven't done the show in a while. I feel like I just shook it off after 3 episodes. I feel like this is right now where the rust was taken off, and I think
And that's only a week.
well, I think part of it is that the open world elements of this game feel so much like each other, so I feel like I've already done those episodes. And actually, some of them we have. While this one's like, hey, this is new content. It's like suddenly inspiring me to
unique.
being interesting.
And I'm at the point where it's not that I want Mercenaries to end, and I think you're right that we're gonna miss it. Oh, fuck you! You activated that alarm with like 6 slugs in his spinal column.
It'll be one of those things we go back to and we go, Mercenaries.
Exactly.
But there's a point where you've played so much of something that that not finishing it would feel wrong.
Yeah, but traditionally I was trying to like go for everything and capture all the guys. At this point, if I can capture them, great. Otherwise, they're dead. I'm moving on. Thank you for your patronage.
It's interesting with Game of Thrones now, because it was that show that went on for so long that I never felt like it was going to end, and I think I was losing interest until this season where they're wrapping things up and they're making these huge time jumps that they never do in previous seasons, because they're trying to like bring the show to an end. So there's times where something happens and then the next scene is months later, but they don't say that. You have to just kind of like use your imagination.
Yeah, that's definitely hard to keep in mind. There's a lot of cut to already having finished what they just talked about.
Yeah, but it's really cool. Like, I'm actually more interested in the show now that it actually has an end date. As much as I never would have thought that I would be excited for the end of that show. It's just like, you can't keep going with that show forever, because it's kind of, at that point it's just like watching someone's real life.
Yeah, because you want to know what's going to happen. That's ultimately where we're going, is what is the result.
It's also a show all about trying to kill off the idea that every character has an arc, and they're finally feeling like there's an arc to some of the characters, so it's really nice. It's like a refreshing feeling from that show.
Yeah, that's a good point. You start to feel like there's some characters you can actually count on.
Yeah.
But I heard a really interesting theory, because someone was bothered by the fact that everything feels so fast.
It's
like,
very fast, yeah. The last
like,
season's very fast.
Hey, we're gonna go take High Garden. Hey, we're at High Garden. Hey, we took everything from High Garden. Hey, we're heading back to King's Landing now. But so
Spoilers.
right.
This is gonna come out way after the season anyway. So.
Yeah, and I would be more worried about. There's definitely other spoilers.
You activated it.
Oh, oops. So he was pointing out, like, he figured out how far it was on the road between certain places and like how long it would have taken them to march and all that junk. And then he thought, okay, what if those measurements are correct? Like when they say the wall is 300 miles wide, maybe it is.
Right.
But the castle that Winterfell is filmed in has 40-foot high walls. But in the lore, Winterfell is said to have 80-foot high walls, even in the show. So his theory is that everyone in Game of Thrones is actually twice as big as they appear on television. So the ice wall is still 300 miles long, but instead of people being 5 or 6 feet tall, people are 10 or 12 feet tall.
Oh.
So the entire world is massive. Everything. All the trees, all the people, all the animals.
Well, they have 2 suns.
Exactly. So, you know, they've got ice giants. Realistically, they could be any size.
So ice giants in our world
would be like 50 feet high.
They'd be stomping houses with 1 foot.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a really interesting theory.
And then he pointed out, because that would make Tyrion Lannister
normal
8 feet 11.
he would be taller than us.
He would be basically as tall as the tallest man who's ever lived.
Wow.
And he's a dwarf in their world, or a little person. Do they call him the imp still?
They call him a dwarf in the show.
They haven't referred to him as the imp since like season 1 or 2.
Well, no, it's because he's not around civilians anymore.
Oh, is that who called him the imp?
He was always called the imp by like the people of King's Landing because they're shitty people and deserve nothing.
What's with these guys dipping in and out of the staircase? I don't remember this mission. I don't remember having ever done this.
Wow, that was impressive shooting there.
Thank you.
Like every round was on something there. That was nice.
I've been playing a lot of Borderlands, and the soldier like just works so well with assault rifles.
Yeah, I think I always avoided him because he was boring.
He is boring. He's very boring compared to the other characters.
The Berserker in the second game is a Gunzerker.
Yeah.
And his upgrade, instead of punching people, is having two-handed weapons.
Which is pretty wild.
It's hilarious. Although he can't aim, which is a great balancing element. I love balance.
He can't aim down scope?
Not in Berserker, I don't think.
Oh yeah, not in Gunzerker.
That would be so awkward. They probably did that because they didn't want to animate or like figure out how to do that, where he's looking down 2 gun sights at the same time, like he lines them up.
But also, how would he fire the second gun? Like, what button would you use as a trigger for the second gun if you had aim?
Oh, that's true.
So
I guess you could fire them both simultaneously all the time.
But then you're bound to that. So if you have a rocket launcher and a machine gun, you have to fire them both at the same time. Like, that wouldn't work.
That's an interesting point.
So that's my guess, is that that's sort of like a necessary evil.
This is cool, dude. I like this. I really like this. This is what I think the third game should have. Not that it's even
in the works.
Yeah.
I like that they've left so many pallets, because that's always a big problem, is when there's no health pickups.
Mm-hmm.
This game has no health pickups except for the 100 health full heals.
Yeah, there's no variation there. Also, you know what can have a sequel? That is a classic.
Oh.
Rogue Trooper. It can have a sequel.
Because there's still people left to do it?
Because Rebellion went on to make the Sniper Elite games, which they made 4 of.
Okay, so there's money.
So they're like, the scale too of Sniper Elite has gone way up, and the quality too. So hey, one day. I think the issue is that it comes down to like the market decides a lot of things. So when you see Battlefield went back in time with its time progression, they went back to World War I. So Call of Duty went, oh, people are down with that. Cool, we're gonna go back to World War II. So in certain situations, you have to try something, and then some people else will try it again. But I think some things have changed just because of the demographic that plays games now. Because I've been playing Chaos Theory, and it was, I believe, the last Splinter Cell game that actually had a varying degree of movement speed with your thumbstick.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty tough.
Once it went to Conviction, you pushed forward on the stick, and you went the max crouch speed, which was also completely silent. And I didn't like that, but I went back to Chaos Theory and thought, hey, this is neat for now, but maybe it feels better. Maybe the other way feels better. It's not as rewarding because you have less
Control.
but as long as you balance out the fact that you will not be heard, then I think it's great.
Well, it's kind of like in Castlevania. It has clunky controls, but
Yeah.
it's designed for those clunky controls.
Yeah, and you also see that evolution with things like holy fuck, what is that? Is it a nuke?
Must be either that or
Wow.
the whole. That guy's having a bad day.
He got frozen.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you see that with like MGS3, you can only move in prone or standing. In crouch, you stay still. You cannot move in a crouch position. And then when you're standing, if you move very slowly, you will not be heard until the last like 5 meters to the enemy. They'll hear you no matter how quiet you are.
Oh, what?
Which means it's actually the best part about the game. You slowly walk up to them, and then when you're in that last bit where they're going to hear you, you beeline it to them faster than they can turn around and grab them. So it's always high tension. It's never just slowly walk up to someone and grab them. You have to like pay attention and plan, or not plan, but you have to be
You have to jump on
cool
them.
about it. Yeah. And then you go to MGS5 and there's just none of that. You crouch walk all fucking day. It's like the game is crouch walking.
Aw. That always sucks. That's just
Yeah.
when there's no good dominant strategy, it just kind of makes things fall apart, doesn't it?
Yeah, and also as soon as we get back out into this world, I feel uninspired.
To play again?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I suddenly feel like I have less things to talk about.
And look how many missions there are to do.
I
It's
know.
like, oh, more cleanup. All right, next time. Thank you for joining us. Next
Yeah.
time, more missions. Next time, we'll do it again.